to head out and have a little bookstore cafe-ish day. But before I go, I need to choose my fragrance. So I'm really excited to be working with Scentbird for this video. I have mentioned previously that I'm getting more into fragrances and trying out new different ones. It's pretty pricey to buy a full bottle of a fragrance, and it's especially nerve-wracking for me because I'm very particular with scents and I like to try different things out before going for like $100+ bottle. So excited to be working with Scentbird. They are a fragrance subscription service with a mission to empower each and every person that expresses themselves through scent, which is definitely something that I am really getting into these days. They have a wide variety of fragrances that you can choose from, over 900. You can choose a different fragrance every month, super flexible. It really helps with just diversifying your scent or helping you find your signature scent. They come in these very convenient, small, easy to carry around packages. I've already dropped it and it's safe, it's okay. That's great because you don't want to be dropping and breaking perfumes. So they come with little cards that give you the perfume and the notes, which is super helpful. So this one that I think I'm gonna try today is Nicole Miller's Moments de Passion. This has passion fruit, fresh citrus, jasmine, central musk, and vanilla. This is also very helpful when wanting to pick out a new fragrance, knowing what notes and scents that you liked from a previous perfume that you tried out. Actually, maybe I'll try this one, which is Commodity Juice. This is raspberry pulp, strawberry, Bulgarian rose, amberwood, and rhubarb. I wouldn't say that I'm a huge like sweet scent kind of person, but this is really exciting that I can try different ones because I really like this one, which is great because I get to try out things that I might not normally have gravitated towards. So if you'd like to try out Scentbird, you can use my link as well as my code. You can get your first fragrance for only $8, and then the month after it'll be $16.95. You can also scan the QR code if that's easier for you, but all of the info and links will be in the description. If you're new to your fragrance journey or already well into it, I definitely recommend checking out Scentbird. Thank you so much to Scentbird for sponsoring this video. It is so hot in this car. It's actually feeling like summer now here. The spring has lasted so long in Chicago. I've never experienced a spring this long. Loved it. But the past few days I've been like craving fall so much and missing Halloween so much. I can't wait. I'm headed to Barnes & Noble right now because I read a book recently and I really loved it. It's called Of Monsters and Mainframes by Barbara Truelove. It's a sci-fi and it was just so good. I cannot stop thinking about it since I finished it, and so I need the physical book ASAP. I went to a bookstore, like an independent bookstore, used bookstore the other day, and they didn't have it, so I'm just gonna go to Barnes & Noble. I don't know who published it. I don't know if it would be in bookstores or if it's like independently published. I'm pretty sure it should be in bookstores, right? I loved it so much. It was so good, sci-fi. It's like multiple POVs, but the main character overall, she's the main character, is a spaceship. And the language of artificial intelligence and the characterization of them was so well done. I just loved it so much. One of my favorites of the year for sure. So I'm thinking what to read next, if I should continue with the sci-fi mood that I'm in or change it up. Normally when I'm in this weird mood, I'm like, let me just read a stupid little spicy romance, but I'm not really in the mood for that. And as well as just other romanticities, they've all been feeling very same for me recently and mostly leaving me dissatisfied, disappointed. So maybe we'll get some inspiration while we're out there. I always say that. I'm like, oh, let's go to bookstore and then see if we find any inspiration. And then I don't. And then I just end up coming home and reading something random. But we'll see. Just should get out and go to a bookstore. You know how I love to go to bookstores. And probably get a coffee as well, because I have one saved that is in that same area as the Barnes & Noble that I'm going to, which I've never been to this one before. I've only been to literally like 2 Barnes & Nobles in, okay, maybe 3 in Chicago, and one of them is closed down since then. But anyways, let's go. Let's crank up this AC before I sweat to death. Okay, I'm back home. I got my book. It wasn't on like the floor on any of the bookshelves or tables, so I had to ask, and they were just about to put it out, and then I dropped it right after I got it and mashed the edge of the spine. What did I say her last name was? Did I say True Love or did I say Lovejoy? Because I was like, oh, it's Lovejoy, and then I was like, wait, let me look that up because I don't feel like that's right. It's True Love of Monsters and Mainframes by Barbara Truelove. I also forgot to mention earlier that this has like classic literature monsters in it. Dracula. I'm only going to say Dracula, which is what the description says, but there are some other ones, and I just thought it was so fun seeing random ones pop up throughout the story and how they played into it. With this, like, what does interstellar mean? Interplanetary storyline. It was so fun. I just love this book so much. I might go through and do some annotating, but I just really enjoyed this book. It also had some like comedic bits. I thought it blended really well into the story, so love. Now I have a copy, and it's also a gorgeous cover. Oh, and I listened to it on audio. We really did not need to read out all the zeros and ones. But also, like, what were they gonna do? Skip over it? No. I don't know. I, like, had to skip ahead so much. I was not gonna listen to all these zeros and ones. By the way that how much I skipped, I thought it would be way bigger than this. Like, just this takes a million years to read. Anyways, love. And then the book that I picked up is Silver in the Wood by Emily Tesh. Have I read something else by her? I'm not sure. But this is just a short story horror. No, I think it's a fantasy. There is a wild man who lives in the deep quiet of Green Hollow, and he listens to the wood. Tobias, tethered to the forest, does not dwell on his past life, but he lives a perfectly unremarkable existence with his cottage, his cat, and his dryads. I think it might be like horror fantasy. I don't know, but it's a short book. It's about 100 pages, and I think I'm going to read this evening. I also need to turn the AC on because it's getting hot in here. And then I also got a notebook because I always need notebooks. I kind of wish it wasn't in a plastic because I wanted to see how thick the paper was. Yeah, it might say it on the back, but I can't compute that in my brain. I need to feel it. It's not as smooth as I would have liked. Oh, and then I also, this puzzle. Wanted it for a little while now. This is the World of series, and I love these puzzles so much. I have done a couple already. This one looks so beautiful. This is the Romantics. Did I already say that? The World of the Romantics. Jigsaw puzzle featuring over 20 famous figures from Coleridge to Keats, and I want to do this so that I can put it up on my wall in my bedroom. And then just now when I was driving home, I found that frame on the side of the street. So there's no backing or anything to it, so I'll just have to make one, but gotta do the puzzle first. So maybe I'll see if my mom wants to start this with me this evening. It's so pretty. Anyways, I have some work to do, and then I'm going to read. I'm definitely going to get to this by this evening, though, if not in the next few hours. Oh, it starts with autumn. What was I just saying? How much I miss autumn and Halloween time. Like, I cannot wait until Halloween stuff starts coming out. I went to Michael's the other day, and the Halloween stuff was out. But there was nothing that I was like, I need this now. I mean, except for like one little pillow skeleton pumpkin thing, but that was $30, and I'm hoping that they'll still have that when the sales start coming. It is so hot outside. I was like, wow, spring really lasted so long here in Chicago. It was great. It's gonna be in the 90s next week. Anyways, I've been reading Silver in the Wood. So good. So atmospheric. The language of the writing. So beautiful. Very connected to nature. The vibes. But I just started an audio and I'm not loving it. Although I've barely listened to any of it. Isabella Nag and The Pot of Basil. I'm gonna give it more of a go, but it's not hooking me right away. It kind of has a similar vibe, fantasy, cozy-ish, small village, wizards, goblins, something like that. So far, I just need to give it a chance, okay? But I'll of course keep you updated if I actually read this and get into it. It's not a long book either, so should really just give it a chance, okay? I'm about to go to the post office because I just had 2 big orders to pack. They literally look like just little tiny orders, but there's a lot packed in there. So thank you very much to Stephanie and Jacqueline. Thank you for always putting in orders. So I'm gonna go to the post office, drop those off, and then go to Trader Joe's and pick up a couple of things for this evening because my sister and her partner and the baby, my nephew, are in Belize right now on a little vacation. And so it's just me, my mom, and Angie. Angie is my sister's partner's cousin, and she's staying with them for the next few months. So it's just us now, and they're taking care of my sister's dog and my mom's dog, obviously, Snow and Knox. But I got that puzzle last night and I want to do it ASAP so I could put out my wall in my bedroom. And so I figured let's have a little evening of like wine and puzzle doing. Well, I'm gonna make sangria, so I'm gonna go get the ingredients I need for that and some cheese for a little charcuterie board. And so that's the plan for the day. Did some work, gonna come back and do some more work, and then later on we'll have our puzzle wine night. Yeah, and until then, while I'm doing other things, I'm gonna read Isabella Nag and the Pot of Basil, and then get back to Sliver in the Wood later before bed. So paper stars. Did I ever mention that? Oh my gosh. Self-published book. Ooh, thank you very much, Caitlin. Wow. Rocky, what's up? I saw this book at Goodwill and thought of your nephew. Thank you so much, Corinne. Oh my goodness. Oh my gosh, this is gorgeous. I'll go through it with Reef when he gets back. Oh yes. A plus, A plus. Eileen! Wow, gorgeous. Perfect. Knox and Snow are just about to come over. Yeah! How cute. Happy housewarming and happy birthday to Mr. Rocky. Yeah! Good day to you. I am so sleepy. I woke up, well, and my alarm went off, and I actually stayed awake, but Rocky had woken me up in the middle of the night. I might go take a little nap right now. No, I need to stay awake so I can get a good night's sleep tonight. Anyways, a check-in, reading check-in. I finished an hour or two ago. Isabella Nag and the Pot of Basil by Oliver Darkshire. So a couple spooky things with this book. I just picked this up because I had gotten it from Libro FM, saw it at the bookstore, and I was like, oh right, I have that audiobook. I should read it. So that's why I started it yesterday. And then we started the puzzle yesterday, and Angie was like, what are all of these things? What are all these references? So I was going through and reading them all, and one of them was Isabella and the Pot of Basil, or just the Pot of Basil, which is a poem by Keats. Totally, that was not in my memory at all. Totally forgot about that. That was a thing and didn't make the connection with the book. It's not closely based at all on the poem, but it just has the same idea of the Pot of Basil, mostly completely its own thing. And then last night I was doing my word search, which I do a little word search every night before bed, and the first word is basil. Very spooky. But anyways, this book was overall just kind of boring. I really had to push myself to continue reading it. There was nothing that had me invested in it. I mean, things were happening, but I just wasn't entertained or compelled by it. It was just kind of boring. I mean, it did have some comedic moments, and I gave a little chuckle, a little haha, but it just overall wasn't almost reads as a cozy fantasy, but not necessarily cozy in the way that I want to be them being cozy, I think it kind of feels a little bit within the genre of cozy fantasy because it's homely life to a degree, but it's basically about Isabella Nag becoming a wizard and the hijinks that happens within this village. And it's not an overall positive story either. Would be refreshing if the rest of it wasn't so boring. I think it's a me problem. I don't know. Overall, I gave it a 3 stars. You'll have to read it for yourself and decide. I'm no help here. But yeah, I'd say it's a solid 3 stars. But it did have some of the what the heck was Dreadful by Caitlin Rozakis, which I didn't even know that she had another book that came out that I saw at the bookstore the other day. So I might read that one next, honestly. What was that one called? But it kind of had the same vibe as Dreadful in a way, I guess because of the like little gremlin goblin creatures. Wait, was it that book? Yeah, it was. Anyway, so yeah, Isabella Nag. I had to push myself to finish the last like 20%. Anytime I paused it, it was really hard for me to pick it up again, but I did it. I finished it. So the Caitlin Rizakis book is called The Grimoire Grammar School Parent-Teacher Association. It seems quite different than Dreadful, and I think it has to do with werewolves or something like that, and a child, which I don't love reading about children, but maybe I'll give it a go. I also am thinking A Far Better Thing came out yesterday, and the publisher is sending me a copy of the book, so I'm thinking I might wait for that book to come in. But also there's another H.G. Perry book that I was sent that is in storage now, but I would have listened to the audiobook anyways. The Scholar and the Last Fairy Door, or The Scholar and the Last Fairy Door, I think that's what it's called. So I might read that one actually. Also kind of like a little cozy academic fantasy maybe. Perhaps. I just remember it, like the description of it, giving me a Emily Wilde kind of vibe, and I just read Emily Wilde and I didn't want something else that was similar to that at that time, but maybe now I do. But yeah, I'm gonna lay down and maybe have a little nap and then figure out what to read after that. So, good night to me. Oh no. The audiobook of October. Thanks again to Scentbird for sponsoring this video. Remember, you can use my code Katherine55 for 55% off your first month with Scentbird.